Hold on, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. Oh, wow.
This
Jamie,
is
nice,
this is the
nice.
spiral.
Yeah, I can't find I'm like trying to get into the video and now all of a sudden the video just
Well, this is what the spiral looks like, which is my fave.
okay. Well, here, I'll just basically since I'm not sure how to do this. Sorry guys. I'm really like I
You're doing
promise
great.
you I will get better at this, but it's just, I'm not a technical person or technology. It's not my strong suit. So, I'm more into hands.
Will it help
Okay.
if I
Here we
show
go. I
how
got
you
it. I
turn
got
it,
it. I got
Simone?
it. I got it. Here we go. Ready? Take it away. Spirals. The spiral technique. So you're going to take your whatever material or item you're choosing. I'm doing a dish towel because when they get a little dirty, I love to have them tie-dyed and they're just really cute in the kitchen. So you're going to start, well, you can actually go free form, and if you want your spiral to start in the corner and kind of get bigger towards here, you can. Or if you want to just keep it more symmetrical, you're going to start and pinch with your fingers, with your 5 fingers. You're going to want to pinch and start to turn. Do you see? You're going to create that spiral, pulling it in, and at some point you want to start grabbing the outside pieces. And these folds in here are what give you the really cool tight tie-dye spiral. So if you keep taking, ooh, funky. If you keep taking your hands and helping manipulate the fabric so that the spiral keeps twisting and that there's all these little folds, see, in the fabric. So you can pull it in that way. And then you keep twisting, keep straightening and pulling out like that. That basically is what your spiral should look like. And then you take your rubber band. See, you can really see it when you flip it around, how nice and tight that is. So that's going to give you all those cool creases. And then you're going to want to make your rubber band tight and snug so that it holds your spiral intact. I'm going to just go one more time around. And that's basically how you do a one color spiral. So it would be white, and then what other color you choose. You could also do 2 colors and use the rubber band as a divider. So you could do pink and red and do it that way too. I'm also going to show you, you could take another rubber band and do, basically you can, I'm going to pause here. Does anybody have any questions at this particular point? Whether how you need to grab and twist the fabric or pulling it tight or straightening as you wrap it, or any questions? No? Okay. Use your rubber bands if you're just doing one color to just keep the spiral, or you can use your rubber bands as color dividers. So you could do as many as like 8 or 10 on one thing. Right now, you can switch off your colors or do all new colors for each section. So that would be a 4. You could either do 2 colors switching off, which I show in another video, or you can do 4 individual colors. This would be a 6 colored spiral. And then this would be 8. 8 or 4, depending on if you want to repeat the color or do a full-blown rainbow pattern. That's it. There you have it. Okay. So I'm coming back to you guys. Okay, so does anyone have any questions for me at that point? Oh, hi Carlos. Hi Carlos. Okay, because then I go ahead in another video and I just show you how to break up the dye. But I love, part of what I love about tie-dye is it always gets kind of messy. Well, it always gets really messy. There's always going to be mistakes. Dye is going to spill into other sections, and so if you're worried about that, I would stick with maybe doing one color, just because if you want perfection, do not start messing with colors because the bottles start flying and stuff gets everywhere. So this is basically, I did not put a lot of dye into that spiral I showed you, but I did use 8 colors. So as you can see, like it just comes out how you twist and then how you divide the dye, which I can show you guys. Okay, so for the purpose of today, I'm just going to experiment and see what happens. I'm only using colors that I have already dyed right now, so, you know, don't judge me. I'm going to bring out for the last time any excess moisture that I have. I'm going to put that in. Actually, I'm going to use, so I'm going to start with green. And don't worry, I said it before, but don't worry if it bleeds through. That's part of what looks so cool, in my opinion, so I'm not really too concerned about it. Oh, sorry guys, because I wanted to pause and let you know that also if you wanted to do an all over, you could still use those, you know how I tied it really tight with 4 rubber bands going in 8 sections? That makes the design a lot tighter and smaller. So you can do it with just one color, but if you use 8 or 4 rubber bands divided into 8 sections, it makes for just a way tighter design. If I only used 2 rubber bands, this part would probably come out way further. It just would take up more space. So the use of rubber bands also helps tighten the design. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so for the purpose, fast forward. Okay, that side already went through really fast. So I'm just using the rubber bands as dividers pretty much for where I want my colors to live. No idea what some of these colors even are. I've been doing a lot of experimenting, so it might be a little messy. It's kind of like a fall pinwheel over here. Gotta make sure I know where my borders are. How many colors did I do? 1, 2. Okay, right. So that technically would go here. It's black, because there is a rubber band under here somewhere. I like to just kind of mix in and make sure the fabric has a lot, you know, that it's thorough. It's coating. All right, just gonna do this one. I think I already did this color, but I don't have anything else next to me. Oh. So now we have our 8-color tie-dye spiral. And you should turn it over, and if there's any white spots, you want to try and fill them in with those same colors. What is that color? That's rose. Good thing I had plastic down on the floor. Spilling everywhere. And like I said, sometimes it does not come out perfect, but that's kind of the nature of tie-dye. Okay, so based on that, does anybody have any questions for me? And please don't be shy. Like, this took me a really long time to learn through a lot of trial and error, and I just wanted to be helpful. So if anybody has questions, let me know. Ooh, does anyone want to show me what's happening? What's going on over there, Sophie? Oh, okay. Is that your spiral?
No, I kind of gave up because I kind of wanted to do like a random placement of everything, like that business technique.
Okay, cool. Is anyone else doing it? Oh,
Fine.
nice, nice. So you're gonna leave that to just soak for like 8 hours. Put it in a plastic bag, and actually, because it's, I don't know where you are, but if it's hot,
Yeah.
the color soaks in a lot more in the hot sun. So just as long as it stays moist, which is why it should stay in plastic.
Oh, okay.
Which I really don't like using plastic, but it's just keeps sweating and moisture just stays in there. So
So I have a t-shirt that is soaking in a pot, and I did a spiral. I don't know if you can kind of see it or not.
yeah.
So should I just leave it in the pot or should I leave it in a bag?
So basically, once it's been soaking for a while, you want to wring it
Okay.
out, like, and then just put it in a bag.
Okay.
Soak.
How
Yeah.
long should it soak in my pot?
But for natural dyes,
Yeah.
like, it takes a pretty long time. I mean, I would say at least a couple hours,
Okay.
like, of absorbing the dye, and then transfer it and just let it sit before washing it.
Okay. Thank you. This is so much fun, by the way.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm being helpful or not.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that makes me happy. Okay, great. And then, what have I not showed you? Oh, okay. So the V, or a line, or Jamie, do you have your bodysuit that or is that, do I have it? I made a really
Which one? Which
that
one?
has the V shape, like kind of more of a U shape. It's really pretty to
I have these ones.
show us.
Hold on. So I have these ones
Spirals.
here, spirals, and then let me see what else I have. Hold on. Oh no, but I have other tie-dyes if you want to show.
Oh, well, here, okay.
Should I show this one?
I'm not going to teach that one.
Oh, okay, then never
Actually,
mind. We'll do that another time.
If everybody wants to do that one, I can. We can do it
Here,
next
I have these, or any of these, those.
Kind of, yeah, so that technique. So just
Okay.
looking at
So here.
we can show them what that does on different things. Okay. So you can make this in like an X, you can make it in a line, you can make it in a V. You can, I just was practicing on, you can do it like that, okay? So this technique just is about folding your garment. So if you're gonna just do it in a straight line, I don't know if I should show you the V video first. I'll show you the V video because it shows the basic technique, and then I can show you how to do it straight, how to do it around your neckline, or whatever. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I'm getting much better at learning how to share the screen. This is great. So now I'm going to show you how to make a V, which are really cool, and you can do them in one color or multiple colors. So I kind of drew a little line of where I wanted my V to go. It's folded in half so that when you open it, it does have the V pattern. So fold your fabric in half, then create the line of where you want your V to go, and then you're going to fold along that line. So you're going to do accordion folding. So accordion folding. Pick it up and grab it and try and make sure that your folds are even. The more even you get your folds, the better. From that corner, which was the tip, to that corner is where you want your rubber band to go. That was based off the little line I drew. That's going to create the V and where you're going to stop your color. So that creates the border, right? So you can add another color if you want right here, or you can use the rubber bands just to create cool, kind of more geometrical patterns. I happen to love these. It's one of my favorite, especially on like a shirt or bodysuit. I was doing that a lot on our tie-dye bodysuits that we were doing for the kit. So, just adding another one. And you can totally use string instead. Rubber bands get a little hard on your hands. My hands are all just cut up at the moment, so string might be a better idea for those of you who have sensitive hands like me. And you also get a lot of control. So here's 3. I think I'm going to add a few more just for fun, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Okay, so here is our V. I've done it into, I did 5 different sections, and I'm just trying to remember. That's where the actual center line is. So maybe right here, I will start with, the hardest thing about tie-dye is keeping all the colors from getting all over each other and messing up on other dyes. So I try and keep it as neat as possible, but it doesn't really work out as I planned. So I'm using my rubber bands again as a separator of color, but you don't have to. You could literally just do this whole thing all in one color, and where the rubber bands are, it would just be white, which is also really cool, and I personally love that, but trying to show more options of what you guys can do. So this would be our V. And then I'll let it sit over for 8 hours in a plastic bag because you want to keep the dye moist. I'd wring this out first and then put it in a plastic bag and let it sit for 8 to 10 hours before rinsing. Okay, so does anybody have questions with that specific design, or whether using multiple colors, or I've seen it on, basically you could even do it on a long sleeve shirt and just do your sleeves. Like, all you would need to do in that case, because basically the line that you're creating is this. So if I wanted to do a straight line, I could do this on a sleeve. Oh yeah? Do you want to unmute?
So does everything that you tie-dye, does it have to sit for 8 hours?
Well, no, because it just depends on the dyes that you're using. So natural dyes take a really, really long time because they're also pale. I use strong dyes, but for some reason they just need to sit. I mean, they need to sit for 8 hours. But I think like RIT or tulip dye, which is if you buy the tie-dye kits and stuff, I think that those you just maybe keep for like, maybe it is 8 hours. I think all of them pretty much have to be 8 hours, unless you're boiling them and using hot dye. Because the heat is what is really going to get the dye to soak into the fibers. So if you're working with hot dyes, it's shorter, but even the tulip and the RIT tie-dye packs, those are cold wash, so it just takes longer to soak. Which is kind of frustrating because like you want to open it and you want to see your design, but it's just got to sit, and then it's a surprise when you open it.
It's good to put them in the sun, right?
Yes, yes. So the sun will accelerate it and penetrate the fiber more. So you'll either get like a richer dye color if you leave it on for just as long as you would in the shade, or it accelerates it and you can rinse it off in a lot less time. What I like to do is I'll check the actual garment, like with wearing a glove, and kind of like penetrate it and use my finger to see if the dye is really in it or if it kind of moves around still or fades when you use friction.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much. I had a question. The bodysuit that you did, was that with the V shape, the one that you held up?
This was not a V shape, but it's the same technique, which is what I was going to get to, because basically to get the V is to fold it in half. Sorry, I should have said that. The V is to fold it in half, but the line is what you're trying to get, and that's just by doing an accordion pleat. So you take your garment and you just, instead of doing it on that angle, you just fold it like an accordion, and then you would rubber band it to create those kind of spaces of color.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I'm trying
Yeah.
to, okay. Because that's basically what it is, just folded, 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 you know, and then you put the rubber band, like it's sandwiched like that, you know, and that creates that pattern design.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then one other question. So
Yeah.
like from what you've been experimenting with, what do you find like the easiest dye to work with? Like just for starting off.
Just easy, not in terms of like colors.
Right.
The
Like
easiest
what did you
like
use to do this?
Tulip kit online, like you can do it, you can get it from Amazon. They have like 14 basic colors, and it comes already in bottles. These aren't the tulip ones, but they already come. I do have tulip for my kids. So they come in bottles exactly like this with dye already in them. So all you need to do is add water to this line, and it's done.
Oh.
The dyes that I use are for like just different fabrics, for more difficult fabrics to dye. So I use like jacquard and procyon dye, and those have really like different colors, and you mix because they come in powder. So you have to do like teaspoons of powder, and so then you can also create really, really pretty colors.
Okay.
But it's really, really messy because like dye powder is flying all over the place, and
Right.
one little speck gets on your glove, and then 3 hours later it's everywhere. So tulip is good for the beginning.
Okay. Thank you.
And just one note, fabrics are important in terms of what you're dyeing, because if you want to dye anything stretchy, those are the hardest things to have dye penetrate through. So like anything with spandex and elastic, you're not gonna get as much out of it. Like cotton and silk and more natural fibers really gravitate and love soak up the dye.
Okay.
I have a question.
Thanks. Yeah.
I'm doing another T-shirt in another color.
Cool.
Should I fold it in half to the inside or to where the front is on the outside, if that makes sense?
Well, the back, so the more important side is the side you want to fold it. Like, so here, I would do it on the front. So, well, I would take the bodysuit and I would fold it so the front is facing out and
Okay.
the back is the inside part.
Perfect. Thank you.
So that the front side could be the more, graphic.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Are there any other questions? Yes?
So when we're done dyeing, and it's in after 8 hours, then how do we take care of it, and how do you?
You know what, Sophie? You're so smart. Like, sorry, I don't know who is Sophie, but out of the two of you, but Team Sophie. Thank you for reminding me the most important part. Okay, so use your gloves. After the 8 hours, you want to unwrap the rubber bands. Don't unwrap them before, because that's what keeps that design really tight. So unwrap the rubber band after 8 hours and start to rinse it in lukewarm to cold water. And you want to keep rinsing it and wringing it until eventually, like, you don't see the color coming out of it. But you want to get it from lukewarm to then colder, and then just wash it on cold. So once you've washed it under a sink on cold and the water's pretty much clear, then I transfer it to the washing machine.
Okay.
And then you want to wash it on cold.
With soap.
Do a cold wash.
With detergent.
Yes, with detergent. And I would probably, so for me, I wash it 2 or 3 times, just because I don't want it getting on other clothes. Or you can wash it, sorry, let me rephrase that. For kit undergarments, the tie-dyes that we actually dyed, I washed them 3 times because I'm just paranoid. I don't want anyone getting anything that then rubs off in the laundry. So we did it 3 to 4 times. But for my own, I do it once or twice, and then I just wash it with light colors, similar colors, and it's fine. I just don't want to take the chance, but I don't think anything would happen.
And dryer.
Yeah, dryer's fine. You can also have it dry in the sun, but I mean, dryer's fine. Nothing will happen. I say that now.
Thank you.
Anything else? I'd love to see if you guys do end up creating anything after this. I would love for you to send me pictures. I'll send you my email just because I want to see what you guys are doing. And if you have any questions or, oh, how do you get this? Or, I don't know, just experiments, and I'd love to see. Because tie-dye is really cool. I mean, I tie-dye all the time, and I think I'm doing the same thing. And each piece I do comes out totally different and, like, has a mind of its own. So it's always really fun because you never know what you're going to get.
Is your Instagram on the email?
What?
Is your Instagram on the email?
I'll send you guys one if you don't mind me spamming your account.
Yeah, or they can write to info and we can just forward it to Simone's email. Either way.
Could you also send the YouTube videos that you made?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. So we're gonna post all of those tomorrow.
That's
Sorry,
my partner. Being
I don't look great right now. We're gonna post them all tomorrow. So we'll do. Hold on, I'm trying to turn this. We'll do a kind of recap of everything. So if you didn't take notes, and you have any like specific questions, we'll put a question box, we'll explain each technique and post those videos that Simone had shown.
Cool.
Yeah, and then if you want us to email you the videos as well so you can follow step by step, just email info today and we can do that, especially if you're like working on it right now.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
Oh wait, yeah, and this is, sorry, it was right next to me. So this is another version of that fold, you know, like the V. So you can do it with 2 colors, and you can just, however you fold the line, whether it might have a little curve in it, that's how you get it around like a neckline. I just followed the curve of the neck, and so this technique, this accordion folding is the same as this.
Okay.
Okay, great. Well, thank you guys for joining, and I'm sorry for the technical difficulties at first, but hopefully you guys got some info. And
This is great. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.